Hey everyone, my name is Melissa Hall and I am the owner of HomemadeCandleCreations.com. I am also the owner of SoyCandleMakingTime.com, which some of you may know me better from. Today we are going to make some palm wax melts, and we're going to do some really pretty Christmas ones. You can see that the palm wax, I've got a little melt right here. It looks really cool when it's done, and it doesn't show as well here. You might be able to see it a little bit, but this one is kind of sparkly, but they look really cool. So I thought I would try making some Christmas ones, and we would do it in, I'm gonna do red for Christmas. And we're gonna use some nutmeg and cedar from candlewick.com, which I haven't used yet. I bought that a while ago and haven't tried it yet. So I'm gonna try that. And these are just candy molds that you can get at places like Hobby Lobby. I think I even found these at Fred Meyer or something, maybe Walmart, I can't remember. They're small, they're going to be kind of small melts, but that's okay. So yeah, we're going to do some melts, and it should work well with the palm wax because it's a pretty hard wax. I think they'll come out of the molds pretty well. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. There's the palm wax from Candlewick. And so let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start with, I've got a pour pot here. This is a 4-pound pour pot, and I'm going to go ahead and take that out of there real quick. I've got my pour pot, I've got my candy thermometer, and, sorry, and I've got my rubber spatula for stirring. Okay, and then in the pot here I have some water. It's probably about 1 inch or so of water, so that when we put the wax into the pour pot, we can melt it, and it's kind of like a double boiler setup. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pour the palm wax into the pour pot, and I'm going to set the pour pot onto my digital scale here, my kitchen scale. But first, I'm going to turn the scale on and let it get on there. And somebody changed my units. There we go. Alright. And then I'm going to set my pour pot on there. And then we're going to press the tare button. Oops. Okay, there we go. Until it zeroes out. And then I'm going to go ahead and I've got 1 pound of palm wax here. And this is Palm 2 wax, which is the votive and pillar palm wax. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour 8 ounces in here, and we're going to watch the scale here. We get to 8 ounces. A little bit over 8 ounces, but that's okay. Alright, and then we're going to take the pour pot and come over to our water, which is boiling right now. But I've got it, we don't want it on too high, so I've got it on kind of medium or medium low. And we'll keep an eye on the thermometer. I'm going to have to stick it down in there. We'll keep an eye on this thermometer and melt it to just a little bit over 200 degrees till it's all the way melted. And then you're supposed to pour it at 200 to 210 degrees. So that's when we'll go ahead and we'll add the fragrance oil and the dye when it gets up to where it's melted and then we'll go ahead and pour it when it's right about 200 degrees. Okay, so while that's melting, I've gotten my little area ready here, and I put some wax paper down in case there's any spills. It'll be easier to clean up. And I've got my molds all ready to go. And you could do different colors with these. I'm just going to do them all the same color right now, just for the sake of time. But you could, you know, obviously you could do green for the trees and just white or something, or maybe a light blue for the snowflakes, maybe a light blue or a darker blue like this color for the snowmen. So there's lots of things you can do with it. Switch the colors around, make smaller, you can do smaller batches, and these are melts, so it's not quite as important to get the ratio of fragrance oil and dye correct, because you don't have a wick that might get clogged if you use too much of each. But you still don't want to go super heavy on the dye. I probably wouldn't use more than 12%, not the dye, sorry, the fragrance oil. I wouldn't use more than 10 to 12% on the fragrance oil, even on melts, just so it doesn't end up leaking out of the melts even when they're cooled. If you use too much fragrance oil and the wax can't hold it all, then it will start to leak out. So just be careful with that, and yeah, just have fun with it. Okay, so we are at about 200 degrees, and I'm going to go ahead and add, I'm going to put that up there, and I'm going to go ahead and add some drops of the red candle dye. Okay, we're just going to do 6 drops, about 6 drops, and then go ahead and stir. Make sure it stirs in really well. Okay, and then I've got 1 ounce of the nutmeg and cedar here, so I'm just going to put in half of that. So half an ounce for half a pound of the wax. And you could do a little bit more than that, and I actually think I did do a little more. I didn't mean to, but oh well. That smells really good. And that is, what did I say that was? That is nutmeg and cedar. That smells really good. Nice and Christmassy, but a little different than, you know, your normal Christmassy scents. Smells great. Okay. So next we're going to go ahead and pour into the molds. All right, so just a little tip before you pour. The bottom of the pour pot's going to be wet from the water, so just make sure you wipe it off before you pour, so you don't get any drips of water in there. So we're going to go ahead and pour, and I'm going to try to hold this while I pour without spilling too much. Yeah. Okay, whoops, and this is where it's good to have the wax paper down. Whoop, there we go. And I'll go ahead and do this last little tree. So that was 8 ounces of wax, and there's some left over, probably enough for a few more of these. So I could go ahead and set that aside and remelt it and then pour some more later. So there we go, and now we just have to wait for them to cool, and then we can pop them out of the molds and see what they look like. So I just wanted to come back on here real quick before these are cooled all the way. It's only been a few minutes, but you can see the crystally look forming. It looks so pretty. Can't wait to see them when they're done. Alright, well, we'll take a look when they're all done. Alright, so these are done and ready to pop out of the molds. It's been about an hour. I would suggest probably at least half an hour to let them cool. These were probably ready to pop out half an hour ago, but for bigger melts like this one, I would wait probably at least an hour. But let's go ahead and pop these out. I've already popped a few of them out, so you can see. You'll have to be careful, especially ones with like the smaller things on them. They can break. That one broke when I popped it out earlier, but these other ones seem to be doing pretty well popping them out. So we'll just kind of push and pull and pop it out. So there's that one. And I don't know if you can see the sparkly on there, but it's nice and sparkly on the front and really pretty sparkly on the back. Okay, and so the snowflakes turned out really good. I love the designs on them. Let's pop out a tree here. There we go. Oh, there we go. And that one's kind of sparkly on the front too. And those are really pretty on the back too. So you could display them either this way or this way. And of course they're going to end up melting anyway in a melt, but you can display them for a while before you melt them. And then the snowmen turned out really good too. But you can, well, you might not be able to see, but they're a little sparkly on the front too. So, which I love about the palm wax is the sparkly, crystally look. So there we go. There's our melts. You can use them as gifts, package them up. They'd be really pretty for Christmas gifts. Do them in different colors maybe. If you sell candles, then you know these would be great for selling around Christmas time. So that's it for this video. I'll see you next time, and you can catch me at homadecandlecreations.com or soycandlemakingtime.com. And I will see you next time. Bye.